Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So Solana, as we speak, still tries to push above this relevant local resistance at 2230, but it's also at the same time the ideal spot to turn around. If it decides to do it, it would do it now because we're just at a key pivot point. Bitcoin is in a setup that could break down. Now again, I have no indication Bitcoin is topped, but if it all comes together, Solana could do it as well. So we also take a look a little bit at indicators in this video, and be aware that today, we have a CPI report release, which could shake markets up a little bit. So it's going to be very, very interesting the next 24 hours, and they will decide a lot, I think, for the crypto market. Unless we see again a non-event, which we had a few times now recently, but hopefully we see a little bit of action. Solana's chart certainly looks interesting because it rallied substantially. I think it's around about 70 to 80% of the 10th of June low. Yeah, around about 70%. And it is at the moment a leading diagonal. That's how I count it. These can always extend. In the previous video, I showed you how a wave count would be if it extends a little bit, and we would simply extend the fifth wave now, but they can extend and extend and extend until we see a reversal signal to the downside. So far, we haven't had one. Okay, so it's clearly just following a local uptrend at the moment, and I cannot give you at any point here at the moment a confirmation that Solana has topped here anyway, right? I think a top is due, which doesn't mean it has to happen, right? But we've got 5 waves up, which is always when we need to start watching for a reversal to the downside. That's not necessarily bearish. It just means it's a pullback in a potential uptrend. This is the first wave up of basically a new uptrend. Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, Solana is in an uptrend since December 22. So we're counting and have been counting a bullish scenario, a wave 1 to the upside, WXY to the downside in a wave 2. Hit our trend reversal area, reversed out of it. And this is probably, or at least we're watching for it, the wave 1 of the larger degree third wave. But that first needs to prove itself, because the problem with it is that this move up is just a leading diagonal. It's not impulsive. Again, we can't really trust it. But relevant resistance is at 2230, 2330, which is going to be a relevant one. Very relevant, very important, because we've got a Fibonacci level there as well, which is highly important. So it's not only structural resistance, we also have a Fib level there. So I think if it breaks through 2230, then 2330 is just around the corner. Then we've got 24, and then nothing until we get to 2680 roughly. So it's going to be very interesting. This pattern indicates exhaustion is coming. An ascending wedge, they often break to the downside. The question is just when. These patterns have no targets. Leading diagonals run until they get exhausted. It's different to impulses. It's different to ending diagonals, but leading diagonals, they basically have no target. We haven't made a new high though, so it's currently a double or even triple top. If it breaks down now, then relevant bullish support is $14.90. Against that level, the focus can be on higher. It's only that if we break below 14.90, something more bearish is going on, and we might break below the 10th of June low. Looking at some of the indicators, looking at we're on the 4-hour chart, yeah, we start to see bearish divergences, at least on the relative strength index. Still in the bullish range, which is potentially bullish above 50. But on the 4-hour, we start to see, and it started already a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago, a couple of weeks ago nearly, though no, actually longer here. If you count this as well, this top, it's been a while. So we've built this bearish divergence. Lower highs on the indicator and higher highs on the price chart indicates potential upcoming exhaustion. Now on the daily time frame, we haven't got that. Okay, there is no divergence unless you count here the last, but it's very weak if it's a divergence. So the daily doesn't really show us a divergence. There's no need to show a divergence before a pullback, there's no need, but I also don't have a clear turnaround on the indicators yet. Now, they are always lagging. They don't really tell you anything that you can't just simply see when looking at the price chart. The fact that this is a pattern of exhaustion, which we see on the 4-hour RSI, I mean, I could tell you that just by looking at the pattern. So it's just price. But still, it's sometimes good to see a bit of a divergence signal on the daily. So far, I don't see that. So the uptrend is still there. It's still strong. And it's probably one of the strongest uptrends we currently see in the market among the relevant altcoins. So from that point of view, I have no indication the uptrend has stopped. Also here on the 1 hour, we're still above 50 in the bullish range. And we're just knocking against that ceiling here and trying to push through. It's a mini inverse head and shoulders here now on the chart, as you can see. And the push above it, yeah, could hit this 2330 level next. It's not only trend line, it's also structural and fib resistance. And what would be a first signal that we are indeed coming down in the wave 2? Well, it still is a break below the trend line. Until we get that, we have to focus on higher because that's just following the trend. And the break below the $20.50 level, that would be a confirmation that the A wave has started. All right, that's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.